From the moment Mara Ellis stepped into the sunlit courtyard cafe, she felt something inside her already bracing for disappointment. Christmas decorations shimmered in the soft daytime light, carols floated from a nearby speaker, and cheerful families moved around her. Yet all she felt was the heavy sinking of familiar rejection settling into her stomach. She had dressed with hope, soft cream sweater, long beige coat, hair loosely curled just the way she felt confident in. But the moment she saw the expression on the man waiting at the table, everything inside her cracked. His eyes widened, not with admiration, but with the unmistakable look of someone regretting a setup before it even began. And before she had fully sat down, he muttered something about her not being what he expected, then stood up and left without looking back. The chair was still warm under her as she watched him walk away. It wasn't heartbreak she felt. It was the exhaustion of always being the one left behind, the one unseen, the one rejected. If you believe in kindness, in second chances, and in the magic of unexpected moments, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Light of Kindness. Your support helps stories like this reach more hearts. Mara remained seated at the table, pretending to stir the warm latte the kind barista had offered, after noticing the awkward exit. She tried to swallow the tightening lump in her throat as she reminded herself that she had come this far in life without needing anyone's approval. She worked at a small publishing office, lived quietly in a modest apartment, and spent most of her free time volunteering at the community center. Still, deep down, she longed for something more. Someone to share mornings with, someone whose presence made the world feel a little less sharp. Christmas only magnified the emptiness, as if the festive air itself whispered reminders that she was alone. She decided to stay a little longer, letting the warmth of the cup press against her palms as she watched people pass by. Children tugged at their parents' coats. Couples held hands. Friends laughed at inside jokes. She told herself she should get up and leave, but her legs felt rooted, as if some invisible force urged her to wait. The soft jingle of bells tied to the cafe door chimed each time someone entered, echoing like gentle nudges of possibility. But Mara didn't look up, not until she heard the quiet shuffle of small footsteps stopping right beside her table. At the park, the girls played among the giant candy cane installations, while Rowan and Mara watched from a bench. He finally opened up about the loneliness of losing his wife, about the struggles of raising 2 children while navigating grief, about how Christmas had always been a difficult season for him. Mara listened with an attention she seldom gave anyone, and he seemed to notice. She spoke too, revealing the insecurities she carried, the fear of never being someone worth choosing. Rowan turned toward her then, looking her directly in the eyes with a sincerity that made her chest flutter, and told her gently that sometimes the world had a strange way of leading people to the right places at the wrong time first. The afternoon stretched into a slow, healing warmth. The twins insisted on sitting beside Mara, their little hands holding her sleeves as if claiming their place beside her. Rowan snapped a candid photo of them all together, and for a brief moment, Mara felt like she belonged in a picture she had never imagined for herself. A picture filled with light, with innocence, with the possibility of love not rooted in romance alone, but in the forming of a family. As the sun began to lower slightly in the sky, casting golden glows on the snow-dusted ground, Rowan walked Mara back toward the cafe parking area. The twins held her hands tightly, refusing to let go until the very last moment. Rowan thanked her sincerely, his eyes reflecting something deeper than gratitude. Before she could respond, Miri looked up at her and asked whether she could see them again. Sky chimed in quickly, saying that Christmas felt less lonely when Mara was there. Rowan's quiet smile confirmed he hoped the same. Mara drove home with the drawing still tucked carefully into her coat pocket. She held it tightly at red lights, rereading the childish words, and felt something shift inside her. Not just hope, but purpose. For the first time in a long while, she felt chosen, not by chance, but by hearts that saw her differently. And she realized that perhaps the worst rejection that morning had been the start of something far more meaningful. A week later, Rowan invited her to a small daytime Christmas charity event he and the girls attended every year. Mara arrived with a shy smile, not knowing what to expect, but the moment she stepped inside, the twins sprinted toward her and wrapped their arms around her. Rowan approached more slowly, but the light in his eyes made her heart swell. They spent the afternoon together, serving food, handing out gifts, laughing, sharing stories. It felt effortless, as though her life had been missing this very puzzle piece all along. By the end of the event, the girls curled their arms around Mara again, and Rowan stood quietly behind them, watching the three of them together, with a look that said everything he hadn't yet found words for. Mara realized that sometimes families weren't made by blood or vows, but by the quiet pulling together of souls that recognized each other. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to Light of Kindness. Your support helps us continue creating stories filled with hope. Before the ending, please comment, "Kindness brings miracles," if you believe unexpected moments can change lives. And as Mara stood in the soft glow of daytime Christmas lights, surrounded by Rowan and his two little girls, she understood that her story hadn't been about rejection at all. It had been about being guided toward the place she truly belonged, toward the hearts that needed her as much as she needed them. Sometimes love didn't arrive through roses and candlelit promises, but through two small hands tugging gently on yours and asking the simplest, most life-changing question, "Will you be our mom?"